Boom! Hey everybody, it's the Balloon Brothers. Happy Valentine's Day for Mr. Brad and Brother Joe. Mr. Joe has this awesome Cupid. Can we see that crazy piece you got?
Yes, we got our little Chibbi design, and I wanted to let you guys in on a little awesome secret that you can make anything with those things. And with a little experimentation, you can make anything with those things. So we made a little Cupid that is for awesome wings and everything. Just something really quick and really cute and something different that you don't normally see. So without further ado, Mr. Brad.
I love this piece. I love it.
And you can do it in many different ways, and we're going to show you an awesome way right now. And we're going to take 5-inch round blush or mocha, chocolate, whatever color you're doing it. And blow it up, I don't know, maybe the size of a lemon. And we're going to tie it off close to the balloon. And then we're going to do another one, 5-inch round, blush, mocha, whatever color you want. A little bit smaller than a lemon. Maybe the size of a lime. I'm just joking. So you got, boom. Tie it close to the balloon. Then we're going to split the bigger one that we just did. We're going to wrap the latex around, and we're going to split it. Stick it in the stink pocket. Split this one, wrapping the latex around, getting a nice even. You can always let the air out of the chamber and make sure they're pretty even. And then we're going to do a smash together. And make sure that we have our two smaller ones with our two bigger ones together.
Awesome.
Then we're going to take another 5-inch round, blow it almost all the way up, let some air out so it's soft, and we're going to tie the nozzle away from the balloon. So we got that nice little chamber of extra squishy right there. Then we're going to take a 260 of your any choice color that you want. I use mocha brown. Blow it up with about 5 or 6 fingers left on the tail. Maybe that's a better view. Burp it, chirp it, yerp it. Let's rock.
All right.
We're going to actually double knot this at the end by the nozzle. Pull the nozzle out, double knot that. And then we're going to come up 2 fingers. You know what? We'll do 1 finger. We'll make this a small bubble. And then we're going to make a 2-finger pinch twist. So I got 2 bubbles. Oh, got a 1-finger bubble, 2-finger bubble, and a pinch twist that 2-finger bubble. Oh. And then what I'm going to do is make a series of flower petals. There's going to be 4 total, but I'm going to make 1 bigger than the other. So 3 equal flower petals and 1 bigger. So the smaller ones are going to be about 2 to 3 fingers, and then wrap them into that pinch twist that we just made a second ago. And we're going to need 3 of these. Squeeze your balloon, make sure it's soft. Make sure the petals are fairly even too. And then we're going to make a 3rd. And then the 4th one, you want to make about twice the size of those. Break it. Tie it. And then we're going to position 3 of our flower petals up like this. Instead of the classic flower petal where they're all sitting in this direction, you're going to leave 3 of them like this and the other one like this with that little 1-finger bubble and the nozzle that we had right there. And you can also give a little curl to your bigger flower petal for a little more flair because it's going to be the hair.
Awesome.
And then what we're going to do is take our 5-inch blush, and you can either tie these 2 ends together where the nozzles are, right here, or what I do just to save time is I make the nozzles extra fat so I can push one nozzle to the other nozzle and push my finger down and marriage twist them together. So I'm reaching for that nozzle, which I do have. Then I'll take any random color scrap I have, any size. I wrap it around a bunch of times because when you're tying it, sometimes it comes undone, and that's the worst, when you just did all that work and then it comes undone. So tie it down, and you got the front of your face is going to be with the curly hair, and the back of your head is going to be where the upward flower petals are, the vertical ones. So once we have this, we got our little piece of scrap under there from where we tied it. We're going to take our quad base that we made with our other ones, and we're going to tie it in, just wrapping it around multiple directions to make sure it's locked in. And we're good to go right there. Make sure you have the bigger ones in the front and the smaller ones in the back. These are going to be the feet, and these are going to be the glutes. The glutes. The glutes. So, Mr. Brad, then what we're going to take is a 260 blush. Just joking. Squeeze it. Make sure there's about 3 fingers tail left on that bad boy. And then we're going to make 2 pinch twists. It doesn't matter the size. They can be 1 finger, 2 finger. I don't recommend like a 3 finger pinch twist or something like that. Try to keep it reasonable because this is a fairly small sculpture. So I'm going to do 2 1 finger pinch twists. I made a bubble, pinch twisted it. Made another bubble, pinch twisted that. Now I have 2 pinch twists. And then we're going to make a small flower petal for the hands, about 2 to 3 fingers big. Make sure everything is clean and wrapped in there. And then we're going to basically come across the front of the face. We're going to measure across the front. And this came out to be about 3 fingers, 3.5 fingers. And I'm going to rinse and repeat those 2 pinch twists and that 2 finger flower petal. So I'm doing 2 1-inch pinch twists, or 1 finger, I'm sorry. Making a small 2 finger flower petal. It's a little too big, so I let some air out. And then I'm going to wrap, squeeze this real good, make sure it's soft. And then I'm going to stick this in the front, and I'm going to wrap this around the balloon and reconnect it back to those original pinch twists and flower petal that I made. That's a good one. I wish I had my 3D camera out. That would have been real sweet. So now what we have is our feet, chest, hands, face, hair, back of the head, big old booty. Big old booty.
You know what we gotta do? We gotta cover his shame.
We're definitely covering his shame. Even though he ain't really got much to be ashamed about. He's a cute little guy, man.
Right.
So now that we have that, we're gonna make these awesome wings that
I love these wings. When Mr. Joe makes these wings, to me, they're the quickest, most unique, fastest. I love these wings.
160, and I blew it up with about 3 fingers, 4 fingers, a little bit less than 4 fingers of tail. And then what I'm gonna do is make a 2 finger bubble. Just leave the bubble, and then I'm gonna make another bubble that's about 2 fingers, and then pinch twist it. So I got 2 finger bubble, and then a 2 finger bubble into a pinch twist. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make 2 flower petals about 4 fingers long each. So you got a flower petal, it's about 4 fingers. And then do the same thing. Make another 4 finger flower petal. Make sure they're pretty even. Let some air out, come back and redo it if you have to. It's vitally important that we try to not just get better with making balloons, but the presentation of our balloons to our customers. It should absolutely get better over time. We're representing the whole community, not just ourselves when we're twisting. So as we learn new things and do new things, try to make the sculptures, and I don't want to sound like pompous sounding like this, but I just find it really detrimental to being a part of our style when we twist, that doing things as clean looking as possible, because people remember that. Yes. And people love attention to detail, and they respect it. And I just want you guys to feel that same love that we feel when people see our work.
Right, and when you take that part of what Mr. Joe's talking about serious, it sets you apart. It really does.
So now that we have our 2 4-finger flower petals, our pinch twist, and our 2-finger bubble, we're going to feed the rest of the 160 through the flower petals until we come above it, maybe 2 fingers above it. And you see we got a nice little angle there. And then what we're going to do is we're going to come down about 4 fingers, and then we're just going to angle the balloon back to the original spot. So it's basically keeping the sculpture 2 fingers above the flower petal, 4 fingers down, and then 4 fingers back up. And we're gonna rinse and repeat that.
We got cats and dogs living together. Literally, they're going nuts.
Mass hysteria. So we got our 2 fingers, making sure it's even on our wings. Then we're gonna come down 4 fingers. Don't break the balloon. And what I mean by break it is split it. Just keep it flat and then bring it up for another 4 fingers. This one looks a little long, so I'm gonna let it out and bring it back in because you want them to be fairly symmetrical. There we go. So now that we got this, you can actually wrap this around this a couple times to make sure it's locked in. I'm wrapping the 160 around the pinch twist. I'm breaking it. If you have enough left, let the rest go until you got about a 2 to 3 finger bubble and just tie it, but not all the way. Leave it flat, like a flat pinch twist like that. You'll see why in 1 second. So, now that we got our wings, we take our wings and we stick them right above the glutes. I know your first instinct is to put them up here, but it doesn't sit right on the sculpture, and it's hard wrapping it around that one in the middle and then tying it down. So it's much easier to find a spot in the back and get it right in between the 260 and those 5-inch rounds. And all you gotta do is just wrap in once, and it's there. It's good to go. Right there for you.
I love that.
Perfect. Now, you can, if you don't have enough of your 160 left, or you can't save that, I can't do it all the time, so what I'll do is, if I don't have the time, I don't want to waste a whole nother 160 just for a small piece, so I'll grab a 5-inch round and just literally blow it up, gauge it by looking at the piece, and I would say this is about, what would you say, a giant gumball or something?
Yeah. Making a loincloth.
Yes, we're making a loincloth. And basically, you just want that little tiny diaper look. You don't want it to wrap around and look crazy. You just want a very tiny look.
I like this look better.
Yeah, so if you can get that flattened out barrel looking 160 piece, just wrap the string, the extra latex, right in across and then through so that it's wrapped in there, and then place it in between the feet and the chest. And it's really awesome right there. Just right there, awesome. And what else do we got? We have a bow and arrow.
Well, just a bow. No arrow.
Yes, no arrow. So what we're going to do is take a 160 gray. Doesn't matter how long you blow it up. We only need about a quarter to halfway of the balloon. And what we're going to do is make 2 1-finger pinch twists. So we're making 2 pinch twists that are 1 finger. And then we're coming about, I don't know, maybe 8 fingers. And then we're going to make another 2 pinch twists that are 1 finger in size. I'm twisting everything around multiple times to make sure it's locked in. You're going to give this a little bend. And then we're going to clip.
Clip it.
And we're going to tie off. We're going to be pulling the air out of the latex.
That's for another tutorial.
Premium one. Then we're going to make sure our pinch twists and everything are lined up right.
Beautiful.
And then we're going to tie the string into the bow. Just wrap it around a couple times. Tie it to make sure it's locked in there. There's nothing's worse than it coming apart. And then all you have to do is just slip the extra latex into, I just slip them behind the pinch twist. And then I move the hand over to the side like that. And absolutely 100% adorable. And for the art, Mr. Brad, can you give them a little quick close-up on that art for 5 seconds so they can see it? Not, that's too extreme close-up. Whoa! But yes, perfect art, and we'll show you how to do that. Nice little kawaii style, you know how we do. I'm using the pinch twist on the arms, kind of. Well, actually the breaks in the chest bubble to see where I want to put my eyes. And you're going to want to leave them kind of separated. And the marker that I'm using is a Craft Smart paint pen. I use Sharpies and Eddings, but I like this black. It's Craft Smart. I think I got this at Michael's or something. They're really, really good black. And Brad has a black that's really good too.
I use
it's a Bic pen.
Vivid Bic. I think my wife gave this to me, and she got it from watching Jackie O. Chitwa.
Shout out to Jackie Ochitwa. She's amazing.
Awesome.
Even though we don't need to tell you guys that.
Hey, look at all those people who want to twist and shout, huh?
Oh man, I can't think of everybody, but those pieces were a banana. We were ultra jealous that we didn't go.
I'm not jealous. I am a little bit, but not that much.
I'm jealous.
Congratulations to Sam Fermin, Twister of the Year.
Twister of the Year. Congratulations to Sam Cremines, man.
Dylan Rowe made insanity.
So I just made a little line with a half circle and then a line in the middle to represent the teeth and the tongue. And then we're almost done. So we got just this little piece right here. Take a look at that art. And then we're going to add our white on the mouth. Just a little. I do this face so much that I'm lightning fast with it. I'm taking my time just to be more perfect. But I can promise you, if you practice this specific type of face,
He's so good at this.
it takes no time at all to do. I like this style because it takes no time.
He's so good at
I'm using a red for the tongue. Just a little whoop. There you go. And then some pink on the cheeks.
to make it adorable.
And I always go down and to the right, just under the eyeball. It's always a surefire spot. You don't have to gauge anything. Just look where your eyes are.
It's realistic because your cheeks are not here, they're here.
So, we have one of the cutest little Cupids ever, in my opinion. Super fast, super easy. Nothing.
Yes.
Only thing complicated is marriage twisting. But I recommend that you do it in anyways a lot because it'll get it out of the way. So, me and Mr. Brad, when we first started doing balloons, a marriage twist to us was
Tough.
tough and unthinkable. We're like, we're never going to be able to do this. Now it's second nature, so.
Now we're doing double marriage twists.
Double marriage twist.
Yep.
Practice makes perfect. We love you guys.
Yep.
We thank you guys. We support you guys. Remember to like, share, subscribe, comment. Let us know if you want anything, you need anything. We're always here for you.
Yes.
This is the Balloon Brothers. Stay twisted.
Happy Valentine's Day.